Finding me. The journey back to the woman I lost along the way. Purity had spent most of her life trying to become someone everyone else would love. As a girl, she wanted everyone to like her. She learned to smile when she was hurting, agree when she disagreed, and stay quiet when she wanted to speak. She thought being a good person meant never disappointing anyone. As she grew older, something else began to happen. She started comparing herself to everyone. Someone was prettier. Someone was richer. Someone had a better relationship. Someone was traveling. Someone was buying a house. Someone was building a successful business. And every time Purity looked at someone else's life, she felt like hers wasn't enough. So she worked harder to prove herself. She said yes when she desperately wanted to say no. She accepted things that made her unhappy. She abandoned some of her dreams because they didn't fit the expectations people had for her. From the outside, she looked fine. She smiled. She worked. She dressed well. She laughed with friends. But when she was alone, she felt strangely empty. One night, Purity sat in front of her mirror. She stared at herself for a long time. Then she whispered, "Who am I?" The question frightened her, because she realized she had spent years becoming everything other people wanted. But she couldn't remember what she wanted anymore. She looked at the woman in the mirror and began asking herself questions. What do I actually love? What kind of life do I want? What would I do if nobody judged me? What dreams did I give up because I was afraid? And then came the hardest question. Who would I be if I stopped trying to prove that I was enough? Purity cried, not because she had failed, but because she finally understood how long she had been away from herself. That night, she made a decision. She was going to find her way back. Not back to the girl she used to be, but forward to the woman she was always meant to become. She started small. She learned to say no without explaining herself. She stopped chasing people who made her question her worth. She stopped comparing her chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. She allowed herself to dream again. She started doing things because she loved them, not because they impressed other people. Some people noticed the change. "You've changed," they told her. Purity smiled. I know. For the first time, she wasn't afraid of changing, because she finally understood that not everyone would understand the new version of her. And that was okay. She began choosing peace over approval, purpose over pressure, growth over comparison, truth over pretending. Slowly, the emptiness began to disappear. One morning, Purity stood in front of the same mirror where she had once asked, "Who am I?" This time, she smiled. She didn't have everything figured out. She wasn't perfect. She still had fears. She still had bad days. But she knew herself. And that was enough. She realized something beautiful. She hadn't lost herself forever. She had simply buried herself beneath expectations, fear, comparison, and the need to be accepted. The woman she was searching for had been there all along, waiting, quietly waiting for Purity to stop looking everywhere else, waiting for her to listen, waiting for her to come home. Purity touched the mirror and whispered, "I found you." And somewhere deep inside, the woman she had been all those years finally answered, "I've been here the whole time." Purity smiled through her tears. She hadn't found a new version of herself. She had found the real her. And from that day forward, she stopped asking, "Who do they want me to be?" She started asking, "Who do I want to become?" That was the beginning of her freedom. Because sometimes finding yourself isn't about discovering someone new. It's about having the courage to return to the person you were before the world convinced you that you weren't enough. Maybe you haven't lost yourself either. Maybe you're simply waiting to come home.